Please welcome the man who's breathing life into Texas independence, the next governor of the great state of Texas, Kinky Friedman.
And folks, thanks for coming out. We got a very interesting race here that we've just come from Bexar County, where they promise us they will deliver Bexar County for us. So we'll come in first in Bexar County. Travis is a little edgier. We'll see what happens here. But we know we'll do well. So the whole thing comes down, I think, to Harris County, where the early voting is 67% higher than it was last time in Harris County, Houston, Texas. So there is some serious tornadic activity. Thank you. I was starting to feel like Hank Williams there, hunched over the microphone. Serious tornadic activity in Harris and Bexar counties and in a lot of other counties in Texas. The early voting, and they ain't coming out to vote for Grandma, Perry, or Bell. So that's looking very good. So we've known this all along, folks. If you vote, if the people vote, we're going to win the race. And if the turnout is big, we'll do very, very well. And the Republicans and Democrats know this as well. So they are hoping for a turnout in the low 30s, actually, would suit them probably finest. I think we're going to have something a lot bigger than that. And, of course, we won't know till Tuesday. Weather may not be great, but we'll deal with it. You know, when Jesse Ventura was down here campaigning last month, Jesse told the college kids, if you don't vote, don't bitch. And since that time, well, there was a kind of kindred spirit there between me and Jesse and the young little boogers. And a few issues have come up. One of them, I'd like to reduce the drinking age in Texas, bring it back to 18. And the reason, thank you very much. And the reason I would is because I think it should be okay to have a beer before you go over to Iraq and get your ass shot off. It makes sense to me. So when Jesse was down here, the governor took I think a kind of a unkosher shot at Jesse. He criticized Jesse for an interview he did with Playboy magazine 8 years ago, when Jesse said that most of the wars are caused by organized religion. And the governor didn't like that, didn't agree with that, apparently. Now, I don't know about that, but I'm personally shocked. I mean, I am appalled that the governor is reading Playboy magazine, and especially an 8-year-old copy. Thank you very much, Judy.
You're welcome.
So I had a dream about Governor Perry the other night, and I'd just like to share it with you. In the dream, the governor passes away and he goes to heaven. And he meets St. Peter, and he says, get out of my way, boy, I'm coming through. St. Peter says, hold the wedding, Governor, not so fast. First, we're sending you down to hell for 24 hours. Then you'll spend 24 hours up here. Then you'll make your choice. Perry goes to hell. He finds out it's his beautiful golf course. And it's loaded with his old cohorts and cronies and lobbyists. And they're all laughing and joking, and the devil's there too, by the way, and he's a great guy. And he's joking around, and they're drinking champagne, eating lobster, and they're talking about all of the insider deals that they made. How much money they made from politics. Much of it off the backs of the people. And he had a great time, great day. 24 hours later, he's in heaven, walking around on the clouds with the angels, and that wasn't too bad either. So then St. Peter comes up to him and he says, Governor, your time is up. You spent 24 hours in hell, 24 hours in heaven. Where will you spend eternity? And the governor says, you know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'd rather be in hell. The next thing Perry knows, he's in an elevator going down, down, down. The doors open. The golf course, of course, is gone. nothing but just a barren field covered with trash. And all of his friends are dressed in rags, and they're picking up the trash and they're putting it in bags, and they all look very unhappy. And so Perry says, "What's going on here? What happened?" And the devil smiles, and he puts his arm around Perry's shoulder, and he says, "Yesterday, Governor, we were campaigning. Today, you voted." Anyway, folks, we're hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit right now. The political parties are doing all they can do to suppress the vote. They're telling everybody, don't waste your vote on Kinky, don't waste your vote on an independent. Folks, that couldn't be further from the truth. The only way you waste your vote is voting a straight party ticket for a candidate you don't really believe in. Then you waste your vote. You will waste it, yeah. But every time you vote your heart and you vote your dreams and you vote your conscience, you never waste your vote. You can't waste it, folks. And I'll be the first to admit, there's a lot of protest vote coming particularly from the Republican side. And a lot of Republicans are voting for us this time. Kind of the middle finger vote, the protest vote, with good reason. But folks, we will not only take it, but I've got to tell you, we don't want to downplay it, because that's exactly the spirit that sparked the American Revolution and the Texas Revolution, that very protest spirit. And we'll validate their support. When I'm governor, the first two things I'm going to do, by the way, are to open the two Indian casinos, the Alabama Coshada and the Tigua, which have been shut down. And after that, I'm going to shut down the two horse slaughter plants, one in Kaufman, one in Fort Worth, sending horse meat to France for people to eat. And we had a press conference with Willie this morning. I feel very strongly about this, and the more people know about what's going on, the more disgusted they are. This is the state that invented the cowboy, invented the Indian, actually, to the children of the world. And these Belgian people, they're not even Texans, they're not Americans, that own this plant in Kaufman. They're killing 100,000 horses a year and sending it over to France for people to eat. Their slogan is, from the stable to the table in 4 days. Okay? Our slogan, of course, is save a horse, ride a cowboy. On top of it, the taxpayers are paying millions of dollars to keep this damn place going, to check the health codes and all that. We are paying for it, folks. So I want it out of Texas, and I want it fast. Willie believes that this bill that's before the U.S. Senate is going to do something, and maybe he's right. But I don't really trust the legislature anymore, or the Congress, on getting things done. We've got so many books, rules on the records right now. We've got laws on the records about environment. You know that if you're a big-time polluter, we could slap it to you. We could put you in prison. We never do. We just give you a slap on the wrist. We've got immigration laws that aren't being pursued. They're decades old. I think Ronnie Reagan passed stuff in immigration that's never been done. Remember how mad the politicians were 6 months ago about immigration? All these illegals over here? Every politician in America was going crazy. They're taking over our country. Look what they did in Washington. Look at the legislation. Nothing. Just nothing. Nothing passed for political reasons. And I understand where Perry's coming from. He likes his campaign ads. They're very slick, but he has no immigration policy because he's afraid to break a few eggs to make huevos rancheros. He won't do it because he's afraid he will offend Hispanics and they'll vote Democratic next time. It's all political with this guy. That's the problem. The one ad he had to pull was the property taxes are going down. Nobody bought that one. That one they did. You just can't believe that one. But in general, folks, I think things are looking very, very good right now. And this thing is tracking just like the Jesse Ventura race. And you should know that one of Jesse Ventura's opponents was at 40 points. Perry's nowhere near that. Was at 40 points the weekend before the election. Jesse was down in the polls, way down, and they just couldn't figure it out. There wasn't a pundit or a pollster or a politician in Minnesota that saw that one coming. And that they call the Minnesota Miracle. And this Tuesday night, I'm telling you, will be the Texas Miracle.